What's up, everybody? Welcome to a life adventure from Spicy Adventures. So in today's episode, I'm going to be doing one of my little stir fries here. It's a chicken, cherry tomato, fresh white mushrooms, and white onions. It comes out to be this really juicy, frothy and brothy stir fry that is absolutely great over some steamed rice. So yeah, these are just some cherry tomatoes. I kind of just halved them, right? I got 2 chicken breasts in here that I diced up. The mushrooms, I buy sliced mushrooms and just cook them the way they are. Sometimes I chop them down, but this time I'm not. And of course, just a half of a white onion right here, all chopped up. Just some basic black pepper, Lawry seasoned salt, and some Weber kickin' chicken. I use olive oil to do some frying with and cooking with. So yeah, here we go. So the key to this dish is going to be how things are cooked in what steps, right? So it's very important to make sure that you cook things in certain order. Like, for instance, you need to cook the protein first, right? So I have the chicken in, and I'm cooking in this pot because, like, I just kind of moved here, so I just kind of bought, you know, the basics to kind of get by. And I don't have like a real nice like stir fry wok or anything like that, right? But I use this and it works just fine because I don't want it popping everywhere, you know? So that's why I'm using this kind of taller pot here to kind of stir fry, because it all works the same, you know? I mean, you could be super picky if you want and get a wok or something. Oh, I forgot the most important ingredient right here, the oyster sauce, right? This is what really gives it the flavor here. Don't be shy with it, if it'll come out. Now, of course, you can marinate your meat overnight if you want, but I really don't do that. You know, I'll do that once in a while, but most time it's fine. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Some of the peppers from the seasoning and stuff, making me sneeze. I usually start with the fire pretty low, you know, because you can always turn it up or turn it down, right? But I start with it fairly low until I can, you know, feel and see the way it's cooking, right? I like to really see and be patient with it. I kind of salt to taste. I don't have any measuring recipe for this thing, right? You can kind of flavor it however you want, with as much stuff as you want, right? I always feel that's best. You know, why limit yourself to, you know, a teaspoon of this, a tablespoon of that, and you know what I mean? I just go for it. It's always better to start with not enough though. With not enough seasoning, so you can add more if needed. Because obviously you can't take away. If you put too much salt, you're kind of done, you know? Then it's just gonna be too salty for the whole, you know, the whole time. There's nothing you can do except for possibly like add more to it, but that's really hard to do. So yeah, get your protein going. I hope the camera can pick this up. I hope the camera is picking this up, I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite dishes. I kind of learned how to cook over the years. You know, no one really taught me this. I just kind of started doing it. My mom used to make something fairly similar to it. And now I just kind of add my own little, you know, twists and flavor to it. And this seems to be the best combo I like. I also cut up a bunch of cilantro, but I don't add the cilantro until the end, after it's done cooking. So the cilantro's in the fridge right now. Because I just let the remaining heat from the dish. I just let the remaining heat from the dish cook the cilantro leaves, you know. The cilantro cooks so fast. There's really no need to put it into the pot, you know, while everything's cooking, because it'll just deteriorate the cilantro. I don't put a ton of meat because I don't want it like overpowering, right? Like I want to still be able to taste the mushrooms and the onions and the tomatoes. You see the meat itself is starting to develop like a froth and a broth already. And once you add the tomatoes, oh man, it becomes this nice thick froth and broth, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what to call it. But it's really good, especially when you can get the juice over the rice. And then when the food is done, I like to eat it with, you know, a little bit of hot sauce on top. So this meat's looking pretty good right now. So next is going to be the tomatoes. And you pop in the tomatoes. You let these bad boys simmer up. Turn the heat down a little bit. And let the tomatoes simmer in there. I let them simmer until I can kind of start to see like the broth start to form a little bit more from the tomatoes. Then once the broth starts to form a little bit more, then I'll add the mushrooms, and then lastly is the onions, because the onions, you know, I just want them to kind of caramelize a little bit. Not much more to the onions, you know, except for adding that great little flavor that they do. I don't know how anybody could not like onions. They're so good. I think onions are great. I can eat them raw, like in a burger, or I can eat them like grilled, like, you know, on a Philly cheese steak or something, or like stir fried in a stir fry. So good. I'm gonna turn the heat back up just a little bit. But yeah, kind of making this to last me the week. You know, I can eat this for lunch and dinner, at work and at home. It's the way to do it. You know, it's the way to do it with this day and age of really high prices, especially you're living up here in the mountains. You know, the prices are a little bit higher, so you got to make the most of it. You got to buy stuff that you can stretch out. You know, making stir fry is a great way to stretch your food. You know, portion it out when you're done, or, you know, just pack little bits, you know, when you're finished. Like I have, you know, Tupperware that I, you know, usually put these in when I take to work. They're pretty small Tupperware too, because, you know, my portions that I eat have gone way down. I don't eat as big portions as I used to, because you know, I've learned how to fast for so long. Back in 2021, I was a big time faster. So I had gained 30 plus pounds. I was almost 190 pounds, and I had caught pneumonia and I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't exercise, and I kind of just sat around, and I DoorDashed a lot too, because that was during the pandemic, so you couldn't really go anywhere. And I had pneumonia, and I was sick for a good like 6 weeks, right? So I couldn't go to work or anything like that. I was just dying. And then I couldn't fit into my Alpine Stars race suit, because I had a track day planned, and I was like, man, I need to fit into my suit. But I still couldn't really exercise, because like I said, I couldn't really breathe, right? So I did a hardcore fasting where my only eating hours were from noon until 6 p.m. Anything before noon, I just drank a ton of water, and everything after 6 p.m. I just kind of drank a lot of water to kind of hold me down, right? And it took me a while to adjust, but once I did, the pounds started dropping really quickly. Like I lost over 30 pounds in 2 weeks. So I got back down to my normal weight, around like 155, 152, around there. And I fit into my suit again and hit the racetrack. It was absolutely awesome. So now you can see that we got this nice broth building from the tomatoes, okay? Now you can add the mushrooms. Don't be shy, just dump it up all in there. Let it do its thing. The reason why you can cook like this is so that you don't need to eat so much of it at once. Like one big spoonful like this, kind of over your rice, is more than enough than you need. I know everybody's got different size appetites or whatnot, but if you kind of start to train yourself and your stomach on how to eat, then you will realize that you don't need that much food. Most of the time as humans, we overindulge, right? We like to eat till we can't eat anymore, and that's not always the best thing. Eat in moderation. I think life is all about moderation, right? So eat like how you would spend money, I guess, right? You want to spend a little bit at a time. You want to eat a little bit at a time only, right? So eat in moderation, eat smaller portions, drink more water, eat more sustainable food, like nuts and granola, right? And grains and things like that, because that stuff can really hold you over pretty long. I like to eat like a lot of like potato chips and stuff. I'm a junk food guy sometimes, but again, it's all in moderation, right? Like and I still kind of follow my rule a little bit. After 7 p.m. I don't eat as much. There's times where I still go back to my after 6 p.m. I don't eat as much. There's times where I only eat like 1 time a day, because my body knows how to handle that now. Like today, I've only eaten 1 big meal, and that was at work today. I had just some rice and bacon, and that was it. Everything else I kind of just ate little things along the way. Like we had some croissants for pharmacy week for breakfast, so I had like 1 croissant, drank a bunch of water, right? Had a couple cookies because they brought cookies. Ate my rice and my bacon, and then when I got home, I just made a couple Polish dogs, right? And now I'm good, and I'm just cooking this for tomorrow. So I'm not going to eat the rest of the night. And it's, what time is it right now? It is 7:50. So yep. So now this is cooking up real nice here, and now I will add the onions. Just dump them all in there. Don't be shy. Usually this is about my portion here, right? I usually do like 2 chicken breasts. I do 2 of those trays of the cherry tomatoes. I'll do 1 tray of the white sliced mushrooms. Then I'll take like 1 whole cilantro and just chop it up. And the cilantro, I won't throw all the cilantro in there, but you know, I'll put a little bit here and there. I'll put a little bit in so that, you know, it gives it some flavor and some color. Oh man, look at that brothiness. That's so good. That's gonna be great. That is gonna be great. I'm just gonna let it simmer down a little bit and cook up. Turn the heat lower. Just kind of let this baby simmer. I know it kind of looks like a stew, but you know, I traditionally cook this in like a stir-fry pan. But like I said, I don't have one of those right now, and my space is very limited here at this cabin, so you know, I'm just trying to get by with the essentials, just what I need, and this pot does the job just fine. Alright, so now I'm going to turn this bad boy off, and then just grab the cilantro. Now you just let the heat from the ingredients, you know, cook the cilantro, because there's really nothing else you really need to do. Add some in there. Mix it up. And look at the color it gets now. It's so good. I've made this dish for quite a few people. Made it for my former students when I was an instructor at UEI College. I made it for some of my co-workers currently at Stanford, and they absolutely loved it. They thought it was great. Some of my students, you know, they wanted to know the ingredients, so I wrote down the ingredients for them. Like I said, I don't have a recipe, you know, there's not really measurements, so I just kind of told them, you know, keep seasoning it until you like it, till it's to the flavor that you want. My friend Jennifer, she says cilantro tastes like soap in her mouth, which is really funny, I think. I've never heard of that before. So she can't stand cilantro. Oh yeah, baby. This is gonna be great. I got 2 more days of work. I got Wednesday and Thursday. So this should definitely hold me off for more than that. Then I have Friday off, which I'm gonna go check out the new Yamaha R9. It is being released, or it is being debuted. Not for sale or anything, but it is being debuted and unveiled at So Motorcycles in Concord. So if you're not doing anything on Friday, go check it out. I'll be there. Come say hello. But yep, there she is. Simple goodness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, learned a thing or two, and you know, in life, be good to yourself, be good to others, be kind. You know, treat each other with respect. Don't hate on people. You know what I mean? Share your experiences. You know, if you can help somebody out with something somehow, help them out. It could be a couple bucks, right? It could be a ride somewhere. Maybe they just need someone to talk to. Do it, you know. I know you guys can feel it in your heart and in your mind sometimes, you know, when someone needs some help. So when you feel that way, don't be afraid to ask and say, hey, you doing all right? You know, could be somebody you don't know that well, and that's okay too. And if they don't want to talk to you, that's okay too. And just let them, just remind them, like, I'm here, right? And if you need someone to talk to, you can talk to me. So same thing goes to you guys, right? If you guys ever want to reach out via YouTube, via Instagram or Facebook or email, whatever the case may be, it's all in my channel. It's all in my YouTube channel, YouTube profile. If you guys want to, ever reach out to me, feel free to. I'm all ears. Thanks you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.